So far what we've looked at has been cases of what are considered what's called classic Mendelian inheritance. That's where you have one gene with two alleles. One of those alleles is dominant to the other allele. But in reality, the majority of genes don't work like that. Even if there's two alleles, there's not one that's dominant and another that's recessive. They may sort of mingle together in different ways to come up with a phenotype. So there's two types of inheritance here that are non-Mendelian that we're going to look at. One is called codominance, and the other is called incomplete dominance. Okay, again, one gene with two alleles, but neither allele is dominant to the other. With codominance, what will happen is you will see both alleles expressed in the phenotype. A good example of this is the AB blood types. When someone is blood type AB, they have both allele A and allele B. Incomplete dominance is sort of similar, but instead of expressing both phenotypes, both alleles in the phenotype, you'll see a blend of the two alleles. And so I'm going to give you an example of incomplete dominance here. The classic case of incomplete dominance is in the flower that is commonly called snapdragons. So if you've ever seen a snapdragon, they usually come in white and pink and red, and there's some other colors too, but we're going to focus on those three colors. There's one gene with two alleles that causes those three colors. There is an allele for white flowers, and there is an allele for red flowers. A plant then that has pink flowers has one allele for red and one allele for white, and the blend of those two alleles gives the pink flower. Okay, so let me show you how you would set up a Punnett square with an example like this with incomplete dominance. So instead of having one letter and having a capital letter and a lowercase letter, we're going to use two different letters to represent the alleles for this particular gene. And so we might say R is our red allele and W is our white allele. And notice they're both uppercase, okay? And that's because neither is recessive to the other. And so in terms of our possible genotypes, we can have plants that are big R, in which case their flowers will be red. We can have big W, in which case the flowers will be white. And then we can have big R, big W, in which case the flowers will be pink. Okay? Now, when we perform a cross with these plants, we'll still set up the Punnett square and fill in the squares the same way that we would with the regular Mendelian inheritance. But it's the interpretation that's going to come out a little bit different. So let me give you an example where we cross, let's say that we cross a red plant, so big R, with a pink plant, for instance. So big R, big W, okay? So we're still going to fill in our Punnett square using the gametes for one parent on the column headings and the other on the row headings. We'll fill it in. Again, the same that we've always done, but now this time the interpretation is different. So of our four offspring, two are big R, and two are big R, big W. So 50% red and 50% pink. Okay? If you crossed two pink individuals, then you would get a ratio of offspring where you're going to have some red, some white, and some pink. But it would require crossing two pinks to get all possible outcomes.